Hey there, and welcome back to Special Educators Resource Room. I'm Jennifer from Positively Learning. Today's episode is all about you. I recently sent out a survey to celebrate 100 episodes of this podcast. I wanted to find out what you were looking for most in terms of resources and topics and support. And wow, you guys really came through. So much great feedback. I was blown away by the variety and thoughtfulness of your responses. So that would be a great idea to take this episode and dive into your requests and feedback because your voices shape what we do here. Hey, special educators. I'm Jennifer from Positively Learning. Welcome to the Special Educators Resource Room. If you're like me, you're always looking for ways to save time and streamline your work. That's why this podcast was created, to give you the systems and solutions you need to get your time back. Tune in for tips, tricks, and tools that will help you manage your workload and make the most of your time. Whether you're brand new or experienced, all are welcome in the Special Educators Resource Room. Before I jump in, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to respond. Your answers are so honest and thoughtful and filled with that special educator energy that I love so much. It's clear that everyone's juggling challenges, and it's really inspiring to see what's on your mind. My goal is to make sure you feel seen, heard, and hopefully supported whenever you tune in here. So let's dive into what you had to say. One of the biggest requests that I read sort of surprised me. It was the request for resources for our youngest students, especially those around 3 to 4 years old. Sounds like many of you are working with early learners who need those foundational skills. So of course, I'm excited. My passion project is the Taskbox Dollar Club, and I'm always thinking about resources just for this age group. So I'm already brainstorming some ideas for sorting and matching and early number sense and even some sensory-based tasks, because that's going to help make learning hands-on and fun. So keep an eye out for those. There's a lot more coming for those littlest learners in your classroom. The next area that was a hot topic is behavior support and management strategies. That probably does not come as a surprise to anyone listening. So many of you were looking for ways to manage a wide range of behaviors, from aggression to opposition to anxiety-driven reactions. And of course, those situations are complex. They often take a huge amount of energy to navigate, especially when you're also trying to support other students in the classroom. One specific request was for more guidance on positive behavior support systems like token economies and visual schedules. And I know that those tools can be game changers, not only for the individual students we're supporting, but for the entire class dynamic. So please expect more content around how you can use these approaches, diving into specific techniques like examples of token economy setups and ways to adjust visuals for different students. Something else I loved seeing in the survey results was the focus on collaboration. Many of you are working alongside SLPs, OTs, and other specialists, and there's a real interest in figuring out how to work more closely as a team. I love this because in my experience, when we collaborate well, everyone's benefiting, especially our students. Your responses showed an interest in learning more about how we can align these roles for a more cohesive approach to each student's learning. Along those same lines of teamwork, there were many questions asking for more support in guiding paraprofessionals and other support staff, specifically if anybody in the classroom is hesitant to use the visuals that you're providing or following a student's behavior intervention plan. And I've been there. I know the challenge of trying to establish trust and making sure students get the support they need. Based on this feedback, you can expect future topics to discuss ways to coach paraprofessionals, build collaborative relationships, and communicate expectations clearly but kindly. We're also going to be digging into how to align paraprofessional support with students' IEPs and goals. Let's pause for a moment before moving on to the rest of the responses. Can you believe this feedback? This is what I've been reading through over the past 2 weeks, and I am just blown away. Thank you so much for asking these questions and providing these specific requests. This is going to help so many people who feel like they're in the same boat, or worse, feel like they're all alone. So thank you so much. We've talked about supporting foundational skills with our youngest learners, positive behavior supports, working with related service providers, and support staff inside the classroom. Now let's keep moving forward. One listener asked about supporting students with disabilities that aren't as commonly seen, such as deaf, hard of hearing, or visually impaired students. Others were interested in learning more about twice exceptional students, like those who are gifted but also have a disability. These are great topics that deserve more focus. So my goal is to feature expert insights from those who work closely with these populations so we can broaden our understanding and be prepared to support all students, no matter their unique needs. The last trending topic from analyzing all of the feedback, I think can relate to everyone who's listening. Many of you are looking for ways to build strong relationships with students and how you can foster positive behaviors through SEL, social emotional learning. And one thing I've learned is that SEL can be woven into almost any task, whether it's teaching routines, explicitly practicing social skills like practicing kindness, or setting up token economies. So I will be sharing more about how to integrate SEL into the classroom, using those relationship building strategies, creating environments or community where students feel valued and supported. Thank you so much for that feedback, because it reminds me how important it is to make sure we're balancing academic and social emotional growth. I also saw a lot of requests for easy-to-use freebies and low-prep activities. I'm a big believer in providing value and support through these types of free resources. So I will continue to offer printables and task boxes and other resources to help you meet your students' needs. So be on the lookout for that. I hope that you are already in the Taskbox Teaching Facebook group. I've been dropping lots of freebies in there, so I will put a link in the show notes. I'd love to have you join us. I also have a much larger Special Educators Resource Room Facebook group. That is a busy group. It's very positive. We do not share freebies in that group. It's not one of those groups where you're being sold to, but it's still a valuable group to join where you can feel safe and ask questions. So I will put a link to that in the show notes as well. So there you have it. Tons of ideas that came straight from you. I'm so grateful for your feedback. It helps me make this podcast something that's actually going to make a difference for you. So I'll be creating new episodes and resources and even some more freebies based on everything you shared. If you missed the survey, but you have ideas, please don't hesitate to reach out. I love hearing from you and knowing what's on your mind. Thank you for being part of this community. You're all the reason why Special Educators Resource Room podcast exists. And I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time in the Special Educators Resource Room. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm dying to ask, what'd you think? Be sure to hit the follow or subscribe buttons so that you never miss an episode. You can find the show notes and links for everything mentioned in this episode at positivelylearningblog.com. See you next week for more special education solutions.